An army camp. These soldiers have been waiting all day for the king's arrival. That is often the case, but the Thais do not mind waiting. It is still such an honor to see the king. Presents to the soldiers. The hand flick which the soldier gives before he receives the parcel is a gesture of politeness made only to the king, queen, and royal princes or princesses of the highest rank. It is, as it were, a gesture of asking permission to receive direct from the royal hand. The king enters the command headquarters for secret discussions on the military situation, a room which our film crew was not allowed to enter. We are reminded once again that Thailand is at war.
Could you tell us why you think it's so important to come and inspect a military position like this, please?
They have an important task to do is to keep the area safe, their territory safe, and in fact to help the people, because the people in this area is very, very poor, so poor. This is the place where it is called so-called liberated area, one of the liberated area. It isn't red anymore, but still the fact is the people are very poor still. So the soldier here helps to give them advice on how to grow their crops and how to look after their children. They are loved everywhere, the soldiers, I mean, because they don't fight with arms only, because they have been looking after the welfare of the people most. In fact, they have won the heart of the people. I think that is the right way to fight the insurgents.
What do you think the communist insurgents think of the royal family of Thailand?
I don't know, but I think you can search some of them. I think many of them have come, and many of not this time. I met once a man just came down from the mountain. He declared himself a communist, but he said he loves the king too. So how can one explain that? How can one call him a communist or what? I don't know.
We met a communist defector this morning who said, we asked him what were the communists telling villagers about the royal family, and he said that the communists tell the villagers that the royal family are the biggest capitalists of all in Thailand. What do you think of that?
I think the people will decide what to call us by themselves. They will decide. So we'll let the people decide. These young men, they have chosen to serve their country in the rural area. I'm very proud of them, indeed. เป็นเพื่อนกับร้อยเอกนรงค์เดชหรือเปล่าเป็นรุ่นน้องรุ่นเดียวกัน And he can sing beautifully. He can sing beautifully, and he play guitar also. He loves the people as well. He loves flower. He's an artist as well as soldier.
I hear that this evening you're going to see an exhibition of dancing.
Yes, it will take about only 10 minutes, but we are late, much too late.
After the day's visible work and activities are over, the king can spend 4, 5, or even 6 hours alone in his study at night, surrounded by teleprinters, radio sets tuned into police or army frequencies, and other communication devices. He debriefs himself on the day and plans tomorrow's trip.
Could you explain what you're doing with these maps, please?
If I see something, you see circles there, places that can be developed, and you can see a place there with a red thing there. It's a kind of so for damming and for making a small reservoir. And then when they are the engineers, the irrigation engineer, I can ask them if it is practical to do that. And sometimes they go and inspect the place and can have a survey on the spot.
Why do you have all these radio sets everywhere, all these receivers, transmitters, telexes? What are they all for?
Well, communication. I think that you should know that radio is for communication. I don't have television here.
Now, I've heard people say that this is your personal intelligence network.
I wouldn't say intelligence, but sometimes it is very, very useful. Sometimes when you know about the news of some disaster hitting somewhere, you can help them very, very quickly, and that speed is the most important factor. So that I get the news by the telex or by the radio. Most of the what you hear there here doesn't concern me. It's sometimes there is a murder somewhere. Sometimes I can have some news of they have caught a caravan of heroin or something like that. It is better than to listen to the broadcast or other things.
When you sit here by yourself for several hours every evening, looking at your maps and listening to the radios, is that because you are a lonely man or because you need to have some time by yourself after all the public side of your life outside?
That is a question that can be answered in many ways. I'm not lonely, and I have work to do, so I have to do the work. The way of doing work is to have some concentration, that is some peace, and then one can think more clearly. It is a way of preparing myself to be able to do whatever circumstances will have me to do. I gather information by listening. I gather information by looking at the maps or at reading or thinking. And then when time comes, I have the material in my head.
From this radio station in his Bangkok palace, Kitlada Villa, the king gives special broadcasts during any natural disaster such as floods or epidemics to launch appeals for the victims, as well as the more usual messages to the nation. In the grounds of the palace there is a school. It was started for the royal children. It is open to anyone intelligent enough to be accepted. There are over 350 children and every facility. The king is a firm believer in the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake, which he links to his Buddhist principles. An important part of rural development is the building of rural schools. It has been very difficult for the government to do anything about this. Lack of roads makes it hard to reach the remote villages. The building of roads is often sabotaged, and hundreds of teachers have already been murdered by the insurgents. The king decided to set up schools run by soldiers or border patrol police, with the soldiers or police doing the teaching. At first this was just primary education, but now it has expanded to secondary as well. This school is in the process of being built by the local people themselves.